Hi, and welcome to this edition of Maverick Sports. The academic semester is winding down, as is the spring sports season. Here's what's on tap for today. We'll get some comments from the softball and baseball coaches as they wrap their seasons. Golf coach Tim Nelson will drop by to brag because you know what? The team's heading to Houston for the NCAA Finals. As usual, we'll have a look ahead at what's left for the Mavericks still playing. And of course, a closer look at some of the people behind the scenes and the plans for Maverick programs in the offseason. But first, let's take a look at what our Mavericks have been doing in the past few weeks. The track team headed west to the Long Beach Invitational in California earlier this month. Pinar Saka and Rashima Pitt posted NCAA provisional qualifying marks with top 10 finishes. Saka took 6th place in the 200-meter dash, logging this season's 5th fastest time in Division II at 24.29 seconds. Defending world champ Christine Ahirogu of Great Britain won it in 23.2 seconds. Pitt, meanwhile, was 7th in the triple jump at 38 feet 1 1/4 inches. Other Mavericks in the event, Anya Putz finished 4th in the 400 meters, and Shanna Brown took 5th in the long jump. In other track action, UNO was in Seward for the Concordia Invitational on April 13th. Kayla Kepke won the 400-meter dash in 58.95 seconds, while the 4x100 relay team of Shanna Brown, Molly Belling, Anya Putz, and Pinar Saka took that event, finishing less than a second ahead of Doan with a time of 48.54 seconds. In the Nebraska Open on the Ed Ware Outdoor Track in Lincoln, Anya and Kayla Kepke were 1 and 2 in the 400. Putz's logged a 57.30 winning time. They finished 4th and 5th respectively in the 200. Meanwhile, teammate Kaylin Harris placed 2nd in the 5,000 meters. Putz also grabbed 3rd in the 400 at the Ward Haylett Invite in Manhattan, Kansas, with a time of 55.72 seconds. On to the tennis court, where the Mavs took care of St. Cloud State 5-4 in the regular season wind-up, winning their 3rd straight match. UNO built a 10-4 mark overall, going 8-0 at home. Rachel Falk upped her singles record to 15-1. Kelly Haas moved her singles mark to 7-5. They both picked up doubles wins in leading UNO. Sarah Bredfeld won her singles match, and the Haas-Katie Spahn duo won the doubles match that cemented the Mavericks' victory. Let's take a look at how the rest of this month has gone. UNO began the month on a 3-game losing streak before finishing with 3 straight wins. UNO ended in a tie for 3rd at the NCC tournament. Rachel Falk won the singles championship in straight sets, then teamed with Kylie Rowe to win the doubles title. Congratulations to the Mavericks on a fine tennis season. On the links, Tim Nelson's crew hosted the 7-team Ironwood Classic at the Ironwood Country Club at 126th and Pacific Streets. Kind of a blustery day, despite putting 3 golfers in the top 8. The Mavs couldn't overcome Augustana's run. They finished 2nd as the Vikings won the Ironwood for the 2nd straight year. Sarah Wolf and Abby Weddle each fired final day 83s. Wolf shot a 168 total, with Weddle 1 shot behind at 169. Erin Oman finished with a 171 total. Looking at other golf action this month, the Mavericks appear to be the bridesmaid with 3 second-place finishes. UNO finished 2nd out of 10 teams in the Upper Iowa Spring Invitational. And you see the Ironwood Classic results that we just talked about. And again, the Mavericks were 2nd out of 10 teams at the 2008 Okoboji Invitational. Meanwhile, Sarah Wolf's final round 76 led the Mavs to a wire-to-wire win in the North Regional and sending UNO to that NCAA Division II Finals next week. As we said earlier, it's going to be in Houston. From the links to the softball diamond, as we look at action against Augustana, the Mavs broke a 2-game losing skid by opening April with a 15-game win streak. During that run, freshman pitcher Beth Haley won 8 straight and copped the Conference Pitcher of the Week honors. Junior Alyssa Fligg picked up 4 wins, and sophomore Melissa Negretti of Millard South logged 3 wins during that drive. Here's how the Mavs have done since the middle of April. They didn't lose their first conference game until they dropped a doubleheader at South Dakota about a week ago, and that started them on a 3-game losing slide. They ended the month with 2 losses in the Minnesota State and then blasted their way through the final conference tournament, winning 4 straight in that. In the process, catcher Brianna Cottadella and pitcher Beth Haley, once again, they swept the Player and Pitcher of the Week awards. Head coach Jeannie Scarpello talks about this past season and how the team performed.
Overall, I mean, we played great all season long. We actually we came through our slump at the time when we were worried most, probably at the end of the season. The week before conference tournament, we went 1-5, and it was a little bit of a worrisome going into a postseason play with going into a slump, but our bats finally went cold. Our offense has really kept us in every single game all through the season, and with that, we knew we were going to have to ride out our offense all the way through into postseason play. And we knew Leslie Svoboda was going to be one of our hot bats again. She's a senior All-American for us. She came out as a number 3 batter for us and is our clutch hitter. And she's the one that you want the game on the line. And Trayton Yates was another one for us because she's a sophomore who has never played second base, but with some things that happened during season, we had to place her at second base. She learned the position very well and then became an all-conference player there as well. Ashley Lynch at short. We have a freshman at shortstop, and has done a good job offensively for us. Defensively, she has great range, and it's tough. We're a new infield. We have 3 people in the infield that's new, and that's a little different sometimes going in. And our defense probably isn't our strongest suit, but the offense that we have a lot of speed and some power in there. So that's what's been, like I said, keeping us in the game.
Ball diamond. Bob Harrell's squad clinched the NCC regular season championship. The Mavs have won 27 of their last 29 games, including an 18-game win streak running from March 29th to April 20th. It took a member of UNO's new conference to break that win streak as Washburn of the MIAA beat the Mavs 7-2. UNO finished conference play at 18-1, 39-11 overall for the Mavericks. Let's look at some of the past results for April. You see the last 6 wins of that 18-game run. After that loss to Washburn, UNO won 8 in a row, taking a doubleheader at Fort Hays State, then sweeping back-to-back Twin Bills against St. Cloud State on April 28th and 29th in Minnesota, before wrapping up the regular season with 3 wins in 4 games versus Mankato. Head coach Bob Carroll's crew is right on fire right now. Maverick Sports gets the coach's thoughts.
Very pleased with the season. We knew we got some fallout from last season. We were fortunate to get to the Division II World Series. Some fellows that we had actually recruited out of high school that went to junior colleges and some Division I programs then contacted us over the summer and said they wanted to return to UNO for their last year. And so we benefited immediate returns on it. And we knew we were going to have a pretty good team this year. Now, a lot of times with one-year guys, you're not sure, it turns into a chemistry thing. And so far, it's just worked out great. We played our first 20 games outside without an outdoor practice, and it made a huge difference once we got outside and started working out. Success breeds success, so if what happened last year, if we can keep this, keep this show going this way, then maybe we can, maybe some more guys will think, gosh, UNO is open to having guys come back to school there, and we are. We realize at Division II, a lot of times guys choose Division I because they feel it's a better opportunity for them. And then when they find out that it isn't, the way we win and are successful is we have Division I players in our program playing Division II baseball. Weimer is a transfer last year from Muscatine Community College. He's at Regina High School, I believe, in Iowa City. Brian Frew's been a 4-year guy. He's been a captain the last 2 years and just been outstanding. He's started every game, I think. Chris Kessinger's our leader with the wins. He's a junior, I believe he's 10-1. Tim Huber's been a 4-year standout for us. He's a senior. And then Blake Denoyer was our closer last year. So we know we got some leadership issues going down the road. We're going to have to replace those guys.
Thanks a lot, Coach Harold. One of those outstanding baseball players this year has been sophomore relief pitcher Brandon Dahl with a very impressive 1.65 ERA. But as Jared Benson tells us, not too long ago, Brandon wasn't sure he'd ever get to play the game again.
Whether it's just playing catch in the backyard or nailing down another Maverick win in the 9th, Brandon Dahl is just happy to be able to play the game he loves. 4 years ago, a serious injury left his life in danger and his future in the game very much in doubt.
Me and a buddy were moving some pane glass windows. He pushed it. We were pushing out of woodwork, and it broke in half, and the top half came down to my ankle. It went down to my bone. Lost all the feeling on the top of my foot. They gave me 4 minutes to live with all my blood loss, so it was a pretty traumatic injury.
Hard work and rehabilitation has paid off for Brandon. Through 42 games, his 1.88 ERA leads the pitching staff and makes him a go-to guy in the Maverick bullpen. This is the location where 4 years ago Brandon's life changed forever. He hasn't been back since, but lucky for Mav fans, he's returned to the mound and leads the team in ERA and hopes to lead them back to a second consecutive World Series appearance. For Maverick Sports, I'm Jared Benson.
Jared, thanks for that package, and we're also glad that Brandon came through that whole ordeal okay. Well, with me in the studio right now, although I tried to get him to do some breakdancing and sing some rap, he won't do it. UNO golf coach Tim Nelson. Tim, really, man, 4th time in 7 years you're going to the championships. Congratulations yet again.
Thank you very much. It's really a privilege.
You know, coaches say that, but I want to pin you down here. Do you expect that every season?
Yes,
Okay,
you
good,
really
good.
do. You set that in your back of your mind that you would like to go there, but we really work on that one step at a time and to get there. It's a process goal. You can't control winning. We're not like football or basketball. We can't take somebody out. We can't block putts on the way. So it's what you expect to do, and you train your kids for it.
When did you feel good during the North Regionals that you were going to make that trip to Houston? Because Sarah had to come through that last day with that 76, and I can't even come close. I mean, that's 4 over, but still, you know, you took it all.
I felt comfortable probably after 9 holes the last day. I saw what the other teams were doing, and I knew what was going on a little bit more. And that's really where it was. Sarah started out slow. I think she went double, bogey or something like that. But she's such a competitor and saw what was going on. And then I saw the other players and what they were doing. And it got pretty comfortable after 9 holes. But it's still nervous. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay. This is your 4th time, as I said, in 7 years. Do you have any holdovers from the last time? Or they?
Actually, Sarah has been there twice.
Right.
This will be her 3rd trip. And Lindsay Newton has been there. This will be her 2nd trip. And Lynn Mulligan will be their 2nd trip.
I always loved that, too, when we first started doing the show. A golfer with a name Mulligan. I mean, she's made for this sport. But with that kind of experience, you have to feel good about going down to Houston right now.
Yeah, it's tough to compete against the South schools. And especially this year, we have lost actually 6 tournament rounds that we should have played this spring. But I feel with the confidence they have that they can compete against some of the Southern schools.
Even with the experience they have in the championships, and they're still young kids. And how do you keep their emotions in check? I mean, they're looking at Houston. I mean, it's just like any other sport. Big days coming. We've been there before, yada, yada, yada. How do you, as a coach, I guess this is where you really earn your money.
Actually, this team is helping me stay cool. They're doing a great job with themselves. The thing about it, we've worked very much on their confidence. They've got a lot of self-confidence in there. Loose. We had more fun. You know, how can you have fun on a 500-mile drive in a van? But we've had a lot of fun, and they're going through. The kids are really keeping each other real light, relaxed. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's what I was going to say, though, with all of that going on, and not to fan the flames any more than they're already being fanned, but I mean, you really have to feel good about this. You know, I mean, you got a great shot here.
You do. You feel good about it. And I think it's like all of us coaches. We feel good about our kids. You know, I don't miss a putt. I don't make a putt. I don't make any birdies out there. These kids make a lot of decisions on their own. Each person out there, I probably help them make 4 or 5 decisions around. So they're out there making 70, hopefully not more than 70 decisions on their own, but they're working a lot on their own. And that's what it's going. Even though we can coach on the course, we don't get to see them because the kids could be spread out over a mile. It's tough to get around out there to find them.
How would you like it if they each made 65 decisions each round?
I would love
You
it.
would love that.
I would love it, absolutely.
Okay, we're into the final minute, and what does this mean to carry the Crimson and Black to the finals again?
It's just, it's a great opportunity. to show the community the involvement of what these kids can do. And that's a neat thing, is the support the community gives us, the support the school gives us, and to let the kids go out and have a good time.
Okay, finally then, I want to make this statement. I think we have some good golfers in the Omaha area in the high schools, and you off camera said to me, yeah, I agree with that.
There's some very good players coming out there, and not just the Omaha area, Lincoln, Grand Island.
Sure.
It's been a privilege to have these kids, but there's some excellent talent that's come out of Omaha.
Well, I want to congratulate you again and thank you for stopping in with us
You
here
betcha.
at Maverick Sports.
Enjoyed. Thank you very much
All right.
for having me.
That's Tim Nelson, who's leading the team to the championship, and they're going to be in Houston. All right, now we're going to take a look ahead. There's lots of postseason play in the coming days. As we've seen, the golf team, as we just talked about, heads to the NCAA Division II National Championship in Houston. As we mentioned several times, all 4 of those appearances have come in the last 7 years. Championship runs from May 13th through the 16th, so good luck to the Mavericks. The NCAA Division II Women's Tennis Regional Tournament is set for May 9th and 10th. Meanwhile, the softball team plays in the North Central Regional Tournament in Emporia, Kansas. As this show is airing right now, they're playing. Track coach Steve Smith takes his charges to the North Central Conference Outdoor Championships in Sioux Falls on May 9th and 10th. Finally, it's the NCAA Division II Championships in Pomona, California, May 22nd through the 24th. The baseball team hosts the NCC tournament May 9th through the 11th. And right now, though, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back with sports stories done by UNO students, so you don't want to miss that. You're watching Maverick Sports.
Take a look at UNO and you'll find a school that can pretty much be everything to everyone. We have that big city feel and a sense of community that creates a close, friendly campus. Our professors and resources contribute to our great reputation in the city and the region. So whether you're just starting out, transferring, earning a degree online, or choosing a new path in life, you'll be able to find what you want.
Maverick fans, visit gomavs.unomaha.edu to keep up on all your favorite Maverick teams, check the schedule, and even buy tickets to the next game. Check it out at gomavs.unomaha.edu. Welcome back. You know, when most people think of Maverick Sports, they think of the student athletes. But a lot of students work behind the scenes to keep the events running smoothly. Ashley LaFay gives us this story on one such student.
For graduate student Ashley King, the life of a hockey sports information director is a busy one.
Technically, I was only supposed to put in 21 hours a week. Maybe during the summer, I would put in 21 hours a week, but as far as once the season's going, I make sure everyone knows who won, who scored, who didn't score, how many saves. Perhaps we had, 78 penalty minutes or 10 goals scored against.
King's willingness to take on the role was welcomed by sports information director Gary Anderson.
We were in particular looking for a graduate student who could step in and be able to travel with the hockey team and help us out.
With the team and the coaches, there was never an issue that I was a girl. They made fun of me like they make fun of each other. I definitely never got left anywhere because I was the only girl. One time they left me at the rink, one time. But they came back and got me.
Ashley was very good to have around. She was always upbeat. She was always trying to learn and improve all the way through. The goal is, I guess, to give a student an opportunity to get in the sports information field if that's what they want.
Here in Omaha, there's only so many of these positions. One huge plus is going to be on my resume. It's going to say I worked for a hockey team and I'm a girl. But I don't know. I have to finish my thesis and then try to get a job.
Although this may not be her chosen profession, King says the time and effort have been well worth it. For Mav Sports, I'm Ashley LaFay.
All right, Ashley, thanks a lot for that report. Well, next year brings a lot of changes to Maverick Sports, including the addition of a men's tennis team. Tennis coach Bill Nichols says he's looking forward to the new program. Aris Rogel tells us more.
We've heard some noise come from the women's tennis team as they have recently won a conference 5-4. The question is, will there be a men's tennis team?
The MIAA asked UNO if they could start a men's team. Not every school in the MIAA has men's tennis, So they were at a loss by having 5 teams. So with us joining and starting a men's team, that will make the MIAA a viable tennis conference on the men's side.
As soon as the men's tennis program starts up next fall, I'm going to be moving more with the men's program. Again, helping with practices, taking a little more leading role. It'll be a great way to have the first men's program at University of Nebraska-Omaha. I'm excited to be part of it.
Men's tennis, women's tennis, there's quite a bit of difference in those two games. The men's play is much faster, it's more powerful, so it's going to be a challenge for me to continue to jump back and forth and deal with both teams at the same time. I'm kind of looking forward to the men's team.
Having a male athletic tennis team program seems quite possible as I tested it out today. So hopefully, Bill Nichols gets his wish and UNO gets a tennis team. This is Eris Roja with Maverick Sports.
Kind of get the opinion that Eris really likes tennis, don't you? Anyway, good to see a men's tennis team coming to the school. Well, sometimes while you're watching Maverick football or basketball, you might start to worry whether Mavs will pull off another victory, and you might feel the enthusiasm start to fade. Not to worry. There's a group of energetic young Mavericks who specialize in spirit. Amy Pfeiffer reports on all the hard work the Maverick cheerleaders do to keep us pumped
cheerleading
up.
is often the overlooked aspect of UNO sporting events. These are the girls who are responsible for keeping the UNO fan base energized during UNO sporting events. But these girls do more than just show up to the games and cheer.
This summer we're having 3 practices a week. 2 of them are an hour and a half, and then one of them is going to be 3 hours. So they're going to be pretty intense based on stunting, tumbling, and jumps and conditioning.
For this year, my expectations are kind of set high, but I think they can accomplish it because we just had tryouts and we have a great team. But we're going to camp with the dance team at the end of July, and my goal for them is to get a bid to nationals, which will be next April. So that's what I want for them this year.
Not only does hard work and dedication go into the cheerleaders' practices, but so does planning. The cheerleaders' 4 captains determine which cheers the squad members will perform for each sporting event.
This year we have 4 captains, and I mean we try to promote team unity, but at the same time the captains are going to try and run the practices a little bit and make sure that everyone stays on track and is working hard.
Next time you're in the crowd for a UNO sporting event, remember that these girls are more than just cheerleaders. They are hardworking, dedicated individuals who work as a team to ignite the crowd. For Maverick Sports, I'm Amy Pfeiffer.
All right, Amy, thanks a lot for that report. Well, it's the off season for the Maverick football team, but after last fall's heartbreak in the playoffs, they're already hard at work getting ready for another winning season. Reporter Femi Banwo takes a look at how the Mavericks work between seasons.
We had everything going for us. Perfect season, first round bye. What more can you ask for? But once again, we fall short. We fall short of going over the hump of winning our first playoff game since the year 2000. When asked why the UNO Maverick football team had fallen short of glory, ex-UNO star linebacker, All-American linebacker Taiwo Anatolu had this to say.
It's a question we haven't answered ourselves. It's something we're going to have to figure out, how to have that success we have in the regular season and how to carry that on into the postseason, which obviously is the most important thing.
1, 2, 3. A brand new season, a brand new conference. UNO Maverick football team. Are they ready? I think they are. With the recruits we got coming in and the players returning, I think we could get it done. With Maverick Sports, I'm Femi Banwo.
Yeah, Femi, I think they'll be good again, too. Well, the Mavs are leaving behind the old North Central Conference and moving south to the MIAA. That is, almost every sport will move into the new conference. We'll take a closer look at the conference move in our next program, but right now, reporter Cassie Lynn will tell us about a Maverick team that will be left without a conference.
While most athletes and coaches across campus are preparing to make the move to the MIAA, the wrestling team is preparing to make a new journey, one that will take them not to the MIAA, but to a new category of their own. Not every school in the new conference has a wrestling program. Therefore, the UNO Mavs are forced to become independent. But Coach Denny says the change isn't as bad as it sounds.
It actually gives us a lot of flexibility, which I like. We're then able to schedule all the top teams. We can every dual meet that we compete in, we are wrestling a ranked team. I'm able to schedule the top team.
A schedule against mostly ranked teams may be intimidating to some, but Denny says his team is ready for the challenge.
I think we've had a philosophy here within our wrestling program that steel sharpens steel. Let's go against the best. Division I, Division II, Division III, let's go against the best. We want to wrestle the best, and that helps prepare us for regional and national competition. Wrestle the best, go against the best. Week in, week out, we're wrestling the best.
Denny says the move is perfect for his team, and that fans shouldn't worry about old rivalries ending anytime soon.
We can really keep rivalries going week in, week out. We can wrestle a top team and a rival. We honestly can't ask for anything better.
Reporting for Maverick Sports, I'm Cassie Lynn.
Thanks a lot, Cassie. And one thing that you can be assured of, no matter what conference the Maverick wrestling team is in, they're going to be good. All right, here's when you can see Maverick Sports on its playback times. You see Friday, May 9th, Monday, May 12th, and Tuesday for those of you who don't have to work at noontime on a Tuesday. Our next show wraps up the year for Maverick Sports, and we'll take a closer look at the conference change in store for the Mavericks. We'll have comments from the coaches on what the move means for competition, take a look back at the history of the Mavs and the old NCC. You can see that show on Friday before Memorial Day and several times afterward. So pick your time or set the TiVo. Special thanks to Coach Tim Nelson for dropping in to brag about that golf team that's going to the championships. Congratulations again. And thanks to all the TV staff and students who work so hard to bring us up to date on Maverick Sports. Another show is in the books. Thanks for watching. Until next time, hang high, the Crimson and Black.